Hi folks, we're gonna do a short, relaxing yoga practice. So you can find a place to lay down on the ground, you could be on a mat or not, and we'll all start laying down on the back. As you lay down on your back, you figure out a way that's comfortable for your legs to be. Knees could be bent, the legs could be straight. Let your shoulders walk away from your ears. Let the back of the neck be long on the mat. Arms could rest at your sides or on your belly. Take a few moments as you arrive just to feel your body resting on the floor. Noticing the sensations where your body touches your mat or the floor. Noticing the places where there is space around the body. Notice the temperature of your skin. Feel the sensation of your clothing touching your body. Let your awareness come to your breath. Trying to feel the air first as it moves in and out through the nostrils. Let the awareness of the breath expand down into the belly, the ribs, the chest. You can use your hands on the body if you need a little help sensing the breath. See if you can feel the breath expanding down into the belly as the breath draws into the base of the lungs. Let the awareness expand out into the ribs as you inhale, feeling the ribs widen away from one another. Feel the breath move all the way up into the chest and the upper back. With your next inhalation, take a nice long stretch out through the arms. As you reach the arms out nice and long, feel how the breath moves in the body with the arms stretched overhead. Now do you feel your breath moving in your belly, your ribs, your chest? With an exhalation, feel a tightening of the abdominal muscles, pressing the air out and drawing the knees up into the chest. You can bring the hands to the shins or the backs of the thighs. Maybe you take just a gentle rock from side to side. Feel your body where it moves on the ground. With an inhale, stretch the legs up into the air. Legs can be softly bent if that's more comfortable in your body. Or you can straighten through the legs, draw the toes down towards the face. Feel a length on the back of the ankles. Maybe you point the toes, feel some length on the front of the ankles. And then let the ankles relax. See if you can get all 10 of your toes moving. A little wiggle of the toes. Let the toes relax. Take some circles with the ankles. Maybe you move the legs just slightly further away from one another. Take those circles in both directions. Let the ankles still. You can let the knees soften. Maybe you bring the hands to the backs of the legs. Just make some little circles with the hands on the backs of the legs, feeling the contact between the hands and the legs. Take one more nice big deep breath here. Maybe you draw the legs ever so slightly closer to the body. As you exhale, bend the knees, place the feet on the floor. Get the toes to point straight forward. Knees are about hips width distance apart. Walk the hands down towards your heels. Maybe you take a little shift of the body from side to side. With an inhale, lifting the hips up into the air. It doesn't have to be your highest lift. Feel the knees moving away from the armpits. See if you can walk your shoulders any closer to your heels. Just take a moment. Feel all four corners of the feet pressing into the floor. You can let the hands stay at the sides, pressing into the ground. You could hold the edges of your mat, trying to pull the mat apart. Or you could interlace your fingers beneath your back. Keep your nose pointing straight up at the sky. You'll keep your arms wherever they are. With an exhale, you'll let the hips lower just about 2 inches. As you inhale, you'll lift the hips back to their starting point. Exhaling to lower. And inhaling to lift. Take a few rounds nice and slow and steady with your breath. Feeling how the body shifts as you lift and lower. With your next exhalation, gently release hands and let hips come down to the ground. Inhaling, stretch the arms out long overhead. Nice long reach through the arms. Exhaling, hug knees up into the chest. Holding shins or backs of the thighs, take a little rock from side to side. Stretch the legs back up into the air, or you can stretch the legs out nice and long on your mat if you prefer. Letting the backs of the legs be long. As you exhale, knees will hug into the chest. And you'll roll to the fetal position on one side. Just take a moment as you arrive. Feel the body resting on the ground in this shape. As you inhale, take your top arm, whichever arm that is, and stretch it up to the sky. Really reach through the fingers. Try to feel some length from your armpit all the way up to the fingertips. As you exhale, start to roll that top arm backwards in space. You're letting your back shoulder come down to the ground if you can. If that shoulder is hovering and the arm is hovering, instead of putting all that pressure on the shoulder, you could just let the arm bend and the hand rest gently on the side of the waist. Noticing how the breath moves in the body here. Trying to build that sense of awareness of how your body responds to different movements. Does the breath move more easily or less easily in this position? Does the mind feel more relaxed or more active in this position? Take another big, full, deep breath. Maybe it's the deepest breath you've taken yet today. Slowly rolling back over to the fetal position. Squeezing the belly and coming all the way onto your back. Let the feet settle down on the ground for a moment. Find that nice long line of the spine. And then you'll make your way over to the fetal position on the opposite side. Take a big full inhale. Stretch that top arm up into the air. Reach, reach, reach up through your fingers. As you exhale, let that shoulder come down in space. Arm can be out at a T shape or in a cactus shape. The gaze can stay facing up at the sky, or you can turn your head to look in the opposite direction of your knees. Again, noticing how the breath is moving in the body here. Take another big, full, deep breath. Deepest breath you've taken on this side of the pose. As you're ready, slowly roll back to the fetal position. Take a big full inhale, big full exhale. Come all the way over onto your back. Let the legs stretch out nice and long this time. Letting the feet be just a little bit wider than the hips, maybe right out towards the edges of your mat. Arms could rest on your belly or rest on your sides, at your sides. We'll finish in our Shavasana shape, our resting shape. Body nice and long. Mind is relaxed. Breath is moving softly and slowly. You can stay here for as long as it feels nice in your body. I encourage you to rest for another 5 or so minutes. If you're ready to finish your practice, maybe you finish by drawing knees up into the chest, wrapping the arms around the legs, giving yourself a nice tight squeeze. Offer yourself a moment of gratitude and compassion for showing up for your practice today. And enjoy this nice peaceful moment. Namaste.